Hey, what is up, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG, and in this video, guys, I got another gameplay for you. It's going to be a deck that I'm currently working on, which is my Golisopod Garbodor deck. Hopefully, we'll be getting a video on that pretty soon. I'm still testing it, working it out, and such. But I'm going to be facing off against a Alolan Ninetales Zoroark Drampa deck thing. I'm not 100% sure, guys. There are so many variants of Alolan Ninetales and such out right now that I can't keep up with them. But pretty decent game, and so I decided to just go ahead and upload it. That, and I don't really have that many video ideas, and I have to edit a couple more videos before I can upload them, so I just decided to randomly throw together a commentary because I enjoy making commentaries. But yes, I hope you guys are all doing well, and yeah, just one of the random games that I got during my long session of Pokemon I had this morning. Whenever I do have these long sessions, I pretty much just grab myself a tub of G Fuel, grab myself a shaker cup, throw me a scoop in there, shake it, and then I'm ready to go. So yeah, currently I have a Tapu Koko, Wimpod, Tapu Lele, and a Trubbish. My opponent has double Vulpix, Zora, and Drampa. So I'm guessing the idea of my opponent's deck is to kind of pick at your opponent's Pokemon with Alolan Ninetales, and then of course you have Zoroark and Drampa, which are two incredibly heavy hitters. So yeah, pretty cool idea. This deck that I'm currently running is really fun. I really like it. Golisopod and Garbodor both hit for a single energy, and they could pretty much hit for decent numbers, which is really cool. But something really funny I want to note here is my opponent just used Big Bull GX, and later in the game I start playing hoping that like my opponent uses Alolan Ninetales' GX attack, so I start trying to bait the GX attack, and I completely missed the fact that that GX counter is face down, which is really funny. But right here, guys, I noticed that the Drampa is active, and so I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go for Ultra Ball here, grab myself a Tapu Lele, grab it in. So not only am I going to be trying to fetch for a Choice Band, but I'm also going to be lowering that hand size for my opponent's Big Bull GX from 10 to 6, which is pretty good. I don't feel comfortable with my opponent having 10 cards in their hand, quite frankly. So there we go. I grab it, and I'm going to be slapping that in down because you ain't having a 10 card hand. That's just not happening. But yeah, for the most part, my channel right now, I am trying to crank out as much content as I absolutely can because I took that long break, and so now I'm trying to come back with decent content. Plus the rotation has happened, so there are a lot of decks to cover, a lot of testing, and a lot of cards that I got to try to get, and that has pretty much been the big problem. Is there's a lot of cards that I'm unable to get. Plus, I am preparing for my adventure into Expanded, which is going to be a nightmare because I'm not too big on Expanded. But right here, as you guys saw, I went for the Armor Press. I just decided to minimize the damage as much as possible for my opponent's next turn because I could have done First Impression, but if my opponent does hit me with the Righteous Edge, which I'm pretty much expecting as he plays a Crushing Hammer, I was not really happy with that one. Especially when he threw down the second one, because right here I'm thinking, crap, there goes both of my energies. But the Armor Press play was pretty much just so that way, if he does Righteous Edge me, is probably not going to do anything. And then Berserk would do like 60. So see right here, I'm gently caressing my Rainbow Energy because I don't run special charge in the list that you see in the video right now. But my opponent actually Acerolas the Drampa and promotes that Zora, which was extremely shocking. But I guess my opponent didn't want to give up an early 2-prize lead, which I can respect. Now right here you're going to be seeing an Acerola play, and I will explain that. I wanted to conserve that DC. I wanted to hold that DC for later in the game because I didn't feel comfortable with my opponent bringing up that Drampa and just getting rid of my DCE. Yes, I'm going to be attaching a Rainbow Energy, but I felt like that DCE, something in my gut just told me, hold on to it. So right here I'm going to Acerola, and I'm going to pick up my Golisopod, promote the Tapu Koko, play Wimpod, and then evolve into Golisopod, so that way First Impression will get its effect for extra damage, and you guys see where it's going. So yeah, I just wanted to hold that DC, because, yeah, just something told me to. So in a second here, you will be seeing that I take a 5-6 prize lead, and my opponent pretty much is not getting too much here, and I'm not really getting too much either. Just one of those things. I don't see Garbodor like a single time this game either. That was something I just realized. Because I was like kind of hoping Garbodor was going to show up because my opponent started playing Aqua Patches and all kinds of stuff later in the game. including those 2 crushing hammers, because that's the thing. But anyway, my opponent does promote the Vulpix and plays a Lily. So right here, I am expecting Alolan Ninetales. But my opponent does whiff. So he does play the switch there, brings up that Vulpix, and then he beacons for 2 more Alolan Ninetales. So I'm like, all right. I'm looking at my hand, I'm looking at my discard pile, and I'm like, I have an opportunity to just wipe the energy completely off the board. And that's what I'm going to do. So right here, come on, Dylan, you got this. Right here we go. I throw down that Guzma. I'm going to bring up that Vulpix, promote the Tapu Koko, retreat that bad boy, and then we're going to bring up Golisopod and just wipe the energy off the board, because that's pretty much the only play that I had with this hand. I was very minimized as far as like what I could do with my plays, which tells me that I still have some tweaking to do with this deck, but overall it is still pretty fun. And there is one of the choice bands that I completely whiffed on earlier and was unable to get the Drampa out of the active spot. So yes, I think right here my opponent just kind of sits here for a while and doesn't promote anything. So yes, I guess I'll just take this time to talk to you guys. I appreciate all the amazing support that you guys have given me recently. It has been awesome. It has been absolutely phenomenal, and I'm definitely busting my ass just trying to get you guys some more content, because yeah, that's a goal of mine, just to get as much content for you guys as I absolutely can, and hopefully we can keep growing, which is inevitably be my goal. Inevitably, I think I messed that word up, but it's all good. Also, guys, I did start a second channel, in case you guys missed it. I am doing gaming videos on another channel, so if you have not done that already, make sure to go check that out. But there are 2 Alolan Ninetales now that I have to face down, along with an N24. I actually was kind of happy about this, because I just had way too many resources in my hand that I didn't want to discard with N. But I do grab a second Golisopod, which I was actually pretty happy about. But we do see a Wishful Baton come down on Alolan Ninetales. That card is good, but the fact that Field Blower is a thing, that card just, I don't think we'll ever see a lot of play. The idea of it's really awesome, don't get me wrong. But here I'm going to evolve that second Golisopod, and pretty much the only option I have here is to end. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that Floatstone down just so I can retreat, and there goes the end. So I think right around here is when I start really paying attention to what my opponent has. I'm like, all right, he has that stupid GX attack, but I don't ever notice that the counter is flipped upside down, because I don't know, I'm an idiot. I play a lot worse online than I do in real life. I don't know what it is. I just don't transition well to online versus in real life playing. But right here, I'm going to throw down that Grass Energy, promote that Golisopod, and I'm just going to do First Impression for 120. I definitely could have done it for 150, but again, I forgot about the GX attack already being used. Otherwise, I probably would have slapped that bad boy down. But yeah. So there we see a second Drampa is going to be coming down onto my opponent's field. And my opponent really never got a Zoroark out, which I was pretty happy about, because that thing would have been hitting me pretty hard. We see a Lapras come down. I don't know what the thought process of that was. See Po-Town, that's pretty annoying. I don't like that card. I don't like that card just because the extra 30 damage just makes it a lot easier to hit magic numbers. My opponent is going to Field Blower me, discarding my 2 Floatstones, unfortunately. And right here, I'm starting to count how many trainers, or items I should say, that he's used. I'm always going to say trainers because I played back in Diamond and Pearl. But anyway, so yes, I'm starting to count it up, because I'm noticing that Garbodor is slowly becoming more and more of a massive threat to this guy. And I'm thinking that eventually Garbodor might take this game over and get me a couple cheap prizes. So right here, I'm going to play the Acerola, because again, it's the only play that I really have. Pick up my Golisopod and promote the other one. Apparently, I'm thinking about it. There we go. So I'm going to bench that Wimpod and attach a Grass Energy to it. And I'm just going to take a 2-6 prize lead. I was playing so conservatively, and I don't even notice that the GX attack's been used, which was absolutely hilarious. I cannot believe I forgot about that. But yes, I'm pretty excited about Pokemon right now, as much as I have been kind of about playing sometimes. I'm pretty excited about it because I'm venturing into Expanded, going to be going to events and such, playing new decks. This is awesome. I'm very excited about Pokemon right now, and hopefully you guys are excited about what's to come on my channel. And unfortunately, my poor little Golisopod goes down right here. He hits me with the hot 160, so he's going to be taking a couple prizes. And again, I'm checking his items like crazy because I'm like, holy crap, like Garbodor might actually start just becoming a massive threat. So I promote Tapu Koko. I cannot stress how good Tapu Koko is. Dear God, it is so good. I love Tapu Koko. Its attack is good, and the fact that it has free retreat and has 110 HP is just so awesome. So right here, I'm contemplating attaching that grass energy, but I look at my hand, and I have a choice band and a rainbow energy with 2 prizes left. So I'm thinking all I got to do is pull a Guzma, and I can do the GX attack for 180 and take out one of those Garbodor. And the game just wiggles. It wiggles and told me, play that grass energy down, dude. So I just play it. I play it down. I apologize if you heard my dog barking. And I hit for 120. And right here, I'm still baiting the GX attack, which hasn't been used yet. Like, I'm thinking, all right, if he just switches over the 120, I can get it out of the way, and I can start hitting for massive damage. Because that's what I do against Alolan Ninetales. I hit for massive amounts of damage on purpose a couple of times, just trying to bait out that attack. Plus, with this deck, it's not too bad to do that because I do have Acerolas and such in this deck, so I can just go ahead and pick those up. Something I'm wanting to add in here is maybe a couple Max Potion because I really like Max Potion in this deck. Something I've been thinking about. But if I do that, I definitely need to add in Special Charge, and I'm trying to not throw off the consistency too much because there is so much in this deck that is really good. And when you're throwing in Golisopod and Garbodor, it just kind of becomes like a clunky mess sometimes. But I got down into probably what is the best 2 cards I probably could have got. And my opponent plays the Escape Rope. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm just going to throw up this Tapu Koko because even if he does knock me out, I can promote something else. And if he doesn't heal that Ninetales, then I pretty much got this. So I bring up the Tapu Koko, and I think he brings up the Lapras and uses its attack, which pretty much sealed the deal. So yes, uses the attack. So right here, guys, I got the game right there. I hit my mic. I apologize. But yes, thank you guys all so much for the support, man. It is absolutely incredible to see my channel growing. Kind of in a standstill right now with the 615, 616 subscriber count. That's kind of sitting still, but I know we'll get past that here pretty soon. But thank you all so much for the fantastic support. I could not believe sometimes how good my videos do in my standards. But yes, take care, guys. I love you. That is the game right there. And stay tuned for a deck profile soon on this because I really like this deck, and I'm going to be bringing you a sweet list sometime. So take care. I love you. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out.